Hey guys, this is day 8, 9 of Vlogmas. I didn't do 6 and I didn't do 7 because 7 was a celebration of life and I ended up being sick that day afterwards, so I was just like, no, not doing it. And then 6, I just worked on my final project, so it would have just been a video of me working on homework all day. So, alright, so today is Monday, which means it's Make Me Up Monday, which means I will be talking to you about something as I sit here and do my makeup. Like always, I have a mirror right here, so if I'm looking this way, that's what I'm looking at. I tried to position it in front of the camera, but you can see like the tip of the mirror and then from here up on me, so it just won't work. Today, I don't know what I'm doing really. I was going to talk about being a stay-at-home mom, and then I was going to talk about death, but I think I'm going to go back to stay-at-home mom. I don't think I'm quite ready to talk about death. Because as you know, my husband's grandmother did pass away, so not really in the mood to talk about death. So yeah, as you guys know, I have, well, I should say we, because my husband, you know, takes care of her too, and she's part his. We have a, she'll be 6 months old in 6 days. 6 months old. Getting all my stuff out. And before that, I worked full-time, and my husband worked full-time. He still works full-time. Well, he works like all the time now, but I worked full-time, and it was a second shift job, so it was from 3 to 11. And my husband at the time worked 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But the job he had at that time switched hours every 6 months. So he would go from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then 6 months later he'd switch from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So he'd work 12 hours at night. And originally I was just telling people like, oh, there's no daycares available for a second shift. I don't want to change my shift. He couldn't change his shift. Like, he had no control over his shift. So when Westlin was born, he was still on AMs. And yes, I know this color is too light for my skin. It drives me nuts because I got a shade match and it doesn't match. But anyway, so Wes was born. He worked from 7 in the morning to 7 at night. And then a week or so later, they switched him to 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., which was sort of annoying. But now he works. Oh, and then they switched him to the other half of the week at his other job too. So his job was all over the place, so the time scale was unreliable. And as you know, daycares are only open until 6 p.m., which then leaves us with having to find somebody to pick her up. I'm gonna take this out. It's been stabbing me in the nose all day and driving me crazy, so I'm just gonna take it out. I'll put it back in when I'm done. So then we would still have to find somebody who could pick her up and watch her until I was out of work. So then we would be paying for a daycare and possibly a babysitter. So then we did the math about hiring a nanny, and I would only be bringing home like an extra $200 a month after paying the nanny, which, yeah, every little extra bit counts, but really how much is $200 bringing you? So my husband and I talked, and he was like, I really don't trust anybody these days really to watch a kid. And I just saw a Facebook post a couple days ago about a child who, extra coverage for my underarm bags, who was abused at daycare. And it's just something that I don't ever want to go through, and it's something I don't ever want her to go through. And the heat's on. I guess I'll talk with the heat on. It's something that I never wanted to go through. It's something that I never want her to go through. And so my husband and I did work at a daycare when I first got down here. And I had a very bad experience with it. And so right off the bat, my husband and I both agreed she would not be going to that daycare. Like, at all. I didn't believe that she would be treated fairly at the daycare, just from the simple fact that, you know, hi, I work there. So we both agreed, you know, she's not going there. So then we called a couple other daycares just to get like a reference price. Holy smokes. I always mess up this part. Like, look how bad. But I did really like the little bronzer thing that they sent me. And it equaled out to almost $200 a week. And so finally, we just decided that I would stay home, I would go to school, which I was doing while I was working too. So I would stay home, I would go to school, I'd go to school full time. Except for the first half of Wes being born. Because we didn't know how she would be. Oh, it's so muddy. That's right, I'll clean it up later. Because we didn't know if she was going to cry all the time. Because everybody told us, like, oh, she's going to cry all the time. we didn't know, you know, my energy level. Probably shouldn't be doing this in the viewfinder, but oh well. How much sleep that I would be getting. You know, we just didn't know any of those things. So I took 2 classes. Well, 3, because 1 had a lab. But anyway, so at first, staying home was easy because Justin had a week off. And then when he went back to work, my mom came down. She was supposed to stay for a week. But she didn't. So during this time, I was going through postpartum depression and I didn't know it. So I was freaking out. Because my mom wanted to go home, I was going to be by myself. I didn't know what I was doing. So I was crying a lot. Like my little box. And this, by the way, natural highlight, because I haven't put any on yet. This is so bad. The sleeping thing was a huge issue for me because I've always been a sleep lover, still a sleep lover. You love me, let me sleep. That's all I'm saying to that. I feel like you love anybody and let them sleep. But the deal was, like, we were not going to co-sleep at all. She was to be in the bed, well, the bassinet at all times, no matter what. But she didn't like the bassinet. She didn't like the bassinet. She did not like the crib. Nothing. Lay her down, put her on her back, she wakes up. Finally, I was like, you know what, I'm tired, I want to sleep. So her and I would sleep on the couch that we had at the time, or in the chair, and she would sleep on me. And pretty soon we realized she doesn't like sleeping on her back. So we would prop her up, and it was a total game changer because she would sleep for like 5 to 6 hours versus the 2 hours, and then wake up 2 hours, and then wake up 2 hours, and then wake up. And so that's all I was doing for like the first month or so of her life, was sleeping and waking up, sleeping and waking up. My husband was like, sleep with her, you know. And it was hard being home all the time. Going to work, going to the store, going to eat, going out with friends. Because back then I had some. You know, it was just, it was just easier. And I missed leaving the house, but at the same time, ironically, I didn't want to leave the house. Funny how that works. So I would spend all my days, every day, with her, because my husband, his working schedule kept changing, unfortunately, and all that stuff. Actually, I'm gonna start my eye. I have this palette that I got at TJ Maxx that I have yet. I have never used it, so let's see. Okay, so staying home, and never going out. I'm just putting a base down because I did put foundation over my eyes. So I wasn't really doing my household chores. The house was getting kind of dirty. I was just sleeping and trying to, you know, figure out the mom thing. So eventually Wes started staying awake longer and I had to start doing my chores. And I would say that was probably the most stressful thing ever because I would walk away and she'd start crying. So the whole time I'm literally like, so her playmat's right here, and it's been in this living room like the whole time that she's been alive, and I would literally like walk our kitchen right over there. And just because of that wall, she couldn't see me, and suddenly she would scream and cry because she couldn't see me. She couldn't see me. She couldn't find me. I could even be talking to her and she would just be like, because she still, you know, couldn't see me. And I can't hold her and cook at the same time because when they're a newborn, you have to support their head and their neck. And, you know, stuff splatters when you're cooking, and I didn't want it to splatter on her. I didn't want to get her burned, you know. So, it was like, when do I eat? If I'm sleeping when she sleeps, and when she's up trying to get things done, do I sleep? Do I clean? What do I do? And it's so hard because you are tired. You're tired. All you want to do is sleep. And in my case, eat a hot meal. Because Weston would be like, what you doing, cooking? Ooh, cry. And it was like, seriously, child? But yeah, so everybody, I saw a post on Facebook when I was staying home that somebody thought stay-at-home moms were lazy and that all they did was watch TV. Okay, my TV might be on, but usually when it's on, it's background noise. Of course, if she's crying and screaming, I don't need any more background noise. I already got all I need. But, the poster literally said, like, if you only have one kid, you're lazy. You can work, you don't have to stay home, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, okay, you're being awfully judgmental. You don't know the work that goes into being a stay-at-home mom. We don't sit around all day and watch TV, you know. Well, stay-at-home moms, no. But, like, it's hard. You don't sleep, and then so you don't sleep, and then, you know, it's just not easy. It's not. And I was really struggling with schoolwork. I was very stressed out because school had started, and while Wetzel's a lot better at it now, like every child, she still wants her attention. She still needs to be fed. She still needs to be changed. She still wants you to play with her. And I still have to clean the house. Thankfully, my husband is very understanding. I've said this in past videos. If the house isn't spotless, and he's okay with that, because it's still not as messy as other places that he's been, other houses that he's seen, and I do make an effort to pick it up. At least pick it up. And he knows that. Dinner, I need to work on, because my dinner is usually cold. He always ends up making his own dinner, because I'm not very good at the whole figuring out what to cook and all that stuff. But I do plan on doing like a day in my life video, so you guys can kind of see what an actual day in my life is like, being a stay-at-home mom. I am nearing the end of my school, so that's great, but at the same time it's stressful because I have major projects that are done, or due. One of them is done, but the other one's still work in progress. So I'll just give you like a quick overview of my day so you kind of have a better understanding, because this kind of hasn't really explained a stay-at-home mom. So if my husband works, it depends on if he's at Jantech or if he's at the jail. If he's working at the jail, if he has, let's just say it's his day off, he gets up with her between like when she goes to bed to 8 o'clock in the morning, which she usually only gets up once. Now, so she'll wake up really at any time, and then she'll sleep through until she's ready to be up. And so if he's on his day off, he gets up and feeds her the first time and then comes back to bed. Now I'm usually up till 3 o'clock in the morning anyways, 3, 4, 5 actually, because I have insomnia and I can't sleep, and it sucks. Like, I took a melatonin a couple days ago and it did nothing for me. Okay, so then I get up with her at about noon to 1. She's a sleeper, thank God. And I feed her, and then I change her and I get her dressed for the day. And then I put her down on her playmat to play for a little bit. I can then use the bathroom, take my pills, eat something, which I don't always do because I'm not much of a morning eater. And then I sit down and I open my computer. And I start my homework. And then I sit down and do my homework. And usually I get a decent amount done. Or at least started before she really starts to fuss and act up. Which is like the most helpful thing in the world, because if I, and not every day runs like this. Like, some days she doesn't want to be put down. So I have to hold her, and I can't do homework and hold her because I have a touchscreen computer. The child likes to touch things on the screen, and then Oh, so as I'm doing homework, she usually plays or wants to snuggle. So if I'm snuggling, we don't do homework. If she's playing, I do homework. So she sits with me sometimes to do homework, which not often because like I said, she touches the screen and then suddenly my project and my homework and everything is gone and I have no idea where it went. And then about an hour and a half after being awake, she takes a nap. Now, when she's teething, or when her teeth are bothering her, this nap lasts 30 minutes. You can't get anything really done in 30 minutes. Like, you can start, like, I can load the dishwasher, load the dishwasher, maybe switch the laundry over. That's about it. My husband's usually sleeping at this point in time, so I don't want to do anything super loud to wake him up. So sometimes I'll just stick with my homework and the problem with sticking with my homework is that 30 minutes really isn't that much time. There are a lot of people out there that is like, oh, homework doesn't take that long. Yeah, some assignments take a couple hours. When you have an 8-page technical paper and you have to research and write about your research and findings, that doesn't take 2 minutes. You know, sometimes you have to study and read for quizzes, and that takes time too. So when I say I'm doing homework, I don't mean that I'm sitting there for 2 seconds doing homework. I mean, I take a couple hours doing homework. And then from there, she's obviously awake, so she gets a new diaper, she gets a new bottle, and then it depends on how far I am along on homework. If I'm far enough along on homework, she might go and play on her playmat. Okay, so I go do homework, and if she's in an okay mood, I'll put her on the floor to play. But most of the time when she wakes up from the second nap, she doesn't want to be on the floor. She wants to be held. And she'll let you know what she wants. So, you know, I pick her up and I play with her, and I read. It's like she loves when you read her books, and you know, she really likes when you get down on the floor and you give her attention and you play with her. And yesterday my husband actually told her, because I was in there doing homework and he was watching her, he's like, "You're gonna have to learn how to survive without mom." It was like, oh yeah. She knows that mom's always here, so and then from there, there's usually another bottle and changing for her, and then I try and make dinner. And I say try because, like I said earlier, she knows I'm cooking and she just freaks out. And it's kind of nice now because she can eat stage 1 baby food. She doesn't have any teeth yet, so she can't eat like food. But like sauces and ranch and ketchup and stuff like that we can put on her finger and she could try it. So she actually begs from us the whole entire time that we're eating. And it's kind of funny because you know how you're used to like dogs looking at you like all cute and everything. We have a baby looking at us all cute and everything, and it's kind of funny, but we tell her all the time like, you need teeth for this, you need teeth for this. And it's just, I find it funny. Yeah, I just find it funny. And so then after that, I try and eat it usually pretty fast because like lately she's all over the place because she's getting up on all fours, so she's learning how to crawl. So she's like doing this weird rocking thing when she's on all fours. And she can roll, so she'll roll from like here to there, all the way over. Like today, I put her down on the playmat and she rolled herself all the way over here. And I was trying to do homework and it got real quiet and I was like, why is it so quiet? And I looked down and she's chewing on a dog toy. Ugh. And then I had to soothe her after I took it away because she got pissed. Sorry, I can't let you chew on a dog toy. Thankfully, Stella's not really into the toys, so she just kind of sniffs it, but still. Still, I don't want her to chew on a dog toy. When I worked at a daycare center, actually, there was a lady who gave her kids dog toys when they were teething because it lasted longer than a regular like teething toy. And it's just like, lady, no. No. And she's mad that everybody like judged her for that, and it's like, yeah, you're giving your kid a freaking dog toy. So I try and spend the afternoon with her playing because, you know, interaction is how they learn. You put them in a bouncer and you're like, whatever, they're not gonna learn. You put them in a swing and you're like, whatever, they're not gonna learn. Westlyn really likes the Five Little Ducks song, and there's a little baby bum thing that plays like an hour and a half of learning songs. It's Five Little Ducks, Wheels on the Bus, Bingo, Head and Shoulders, Knees and Toes, like a shape song, ABCs, like the I Caught a Fish one, I think that's what it's called, I'm not sure. And they have like little learning videos attached to them, and I play those for her, and she'll watch them. She'll look at the colors on the TV, and it's just like, I don't let her listen to any like just for fun kind of things. I'm like, here, learn. She loves me to read to her. She watches you turn the page. She watches you point at things on the page. She looks at the like she listens. She's quiet and she listens. She sometimes loves it when you kiss her with like smother her in kisses and stuff like that. So there are things that, you know, she likes that are, you know, learning. So we play together, we interact. And then usually there's another bottle, another changing in there, and then every other day is bath day. Usually, unless we're busy. So then she gets a bath, and she loves her bath. She makes the splash and make a giant mess. Usually I like scoot back a little bit to where I can still save her if she tries to drown herself. And I'm like, okay, splash, and she just and then like we lose half the water in the tub. But she smiles and giggles the whole time she's doing it, so it's like, I don't really care. And then, you know, you gotta take care of the bath stuff. You gotta dress her. And then after that, we cuddle together, we read some more books, we feed, we eat, and we change, and then we try and go to bed. So it drives me nuts when people are like, oh, stay-at-home moms don't do anything. They don't, you know, they sit around and watch TV. Okay, maybe we can sneak in like an hour, hour and a half, you know, of TV or whatever once they're napping or whatever. But, you know, we take care of the house too. We take care of a child. Sometimes we take care of multiple children. In my case, I only have one. I'm gonna highlight. I only have one for now. And so maybe my day is not as busy as somebody else's day, but that doesn't mean that I'm sitting around doing nothing, watching TV, because there's still laundry and vacuuming and sweeping, but I'm not allowed to vacuum because I broke the vacuum. Cooking dinner for your husband. Occasionally I'll make him lunch. There's taking care of the dogs, there's taking care of the cats, there's taking care of a lot of things. I have to let the dog in and out. Ironically, I let the cats in and out too, because they like to pee and poop outside, which is perfectly fine, because then there's no litter box to clean, but lately it's been kind of cold outside, so one of them's going inside, which is fine, because, use the litter box, don't use a bed. I also have some Anastasia Dip Brow in light brown. Because my ends are so non-existent. But yeah, so, and when people have two kids, they have to, and as your kids get older too, there's more stuff to do, your potty training, you're playing with them, and I, for one, plan on using workbooks with Wes. Like, I want to help her be prepared for school. I want her, when she goes into school, I want her to be confident. I don't want her to feel like she's behind, like she doesn't know the things that she needs to know. So yeah. Stay-at-home moms do a lot, and if they do somehow manage to get 5 minutes to sit down and watch TV, or, their husband watches the kids long enough for them to take a nice hot bath or shower or something, then that's good. People need those moments, and, until you've lived a day in somebody else's shoes, you really shouldn't judge them and say that you think that they're lazy and that all they do is sit around and watch TV. I'm really not good at picking out lip colors. I hate my lips though because they have this little line on the bottom right here. Okay, and like I said, if they have two kids, they might have to get one up for school, and one kid might be hungry. You gotta do two baths at the same time. Like, a mom might get to go to work and then come home, and then she's busy too. Moms go to school, moms, stay home. Moms do a lot. And it's not fair to say that you think somebody is lazy if you have not spent a day in their shoes. So, the stress and the pressure of being a stay-at-home mom is real. So if you are a stay-at-home mom, keep doing what you're doing. You know, don't let others' opinions of what they think you should be doing affect what you are doing. You know, you're raising a little one, you're taking care of a family, you're taking care of a house, you're taking care of yourself, hopefully. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing and don't let other people's opinions affect you, because you know you better than anybody. You know your house better than most people. You know your husband, you know your children, and somebody else's opinion of you doing it wrong, okay, then you come do it for a while and you'll see how hard it really can be. So just don't let those people bother you, because you know, you have little humans to raise and take care of. So, and those little humans love you more than anything. So yeah, that's it for my rambling Make Me Up Monday. This is the look. I just did like brownish red kind of thing. Like I said, I'm no professional, obviously. It's just a way to talk about things that affect mothers or people in general. And just talk about it while doing my makeup, because it's a long video, so sitting here and talking the whole time, people would be like, click. And even doing my makeup and sitting here talking, somebody might not be interested halfway through, so they're like, click out. So, that's it for me. I'm going to go clean my brushes, wait for my child to wake up, probably load the dishwasher because she needs clean bottles, and my husband will be home about an hour, so I gotta start dinner. So I will see you guys tomorrow for day 10. Yeah, tomorrow for day 10. So, and don't forget to subscribe and like. So, see you later. Bye.